Welcome, my friends. I must admit we pondered whether to hold class tonight, but the people that I talked to resoundingly affirmed that no one would be more appalled if we did not hold class than Dr. Waters. His entire life has been one dedicated to what he calls the apostolate of scholarship, and the last thing on earth that he would want is that this school, which he founded, should flounder at this time of this sad occasion. So here we are. I know that he was profoundly pleased the last several weeks that some of you are able to drop over and see him after class, and God willing, most of you were able to do it just this last Friday. I spoke to him after you had seen him the next day or two, and he was delighted that you had come. And indeed, he said that you had said some most kind things about my teaching, and I only mention that because from his perspective, it delighted him to know that what he had initiated in some way is continuing, and certainly he devoted the last several years of his life to this project. I know he would be delighted to know there are 17 of you here tonight. I don't know how many of you know the degree to which Dr. Waters spent his life serving the apostolate of scholarship, serving the effort to bring God's reasonable truth to the world. Offhand, I don't know all the dates myself, but I do know that towards the end of World War II, he was a pharmacy student, and I know that subsequent to that, he became a pharmacist and in fact had his own pharmacy in Sydney, Australia for a number of years. He became interested in the work of Father Woodbury with the Aquinas Academy, and eventually not only took all the courses that were offered by Father Woodbury, but took them twice and wound up as the co-teacher backup for Father Woodbury for a number of years. And somewhere in there, he finished his work with the Aquinas Academy, stopped being a pharmacist, and came to North America, to the University of Montreal, in order to earn his doctorate in philosophy so that he could teach philosophy through the world. And Father Woodbury had encouraged his students to do this. So he pursued his studies. He continued with what he could do, went to the University of Ottawa and taught for a few years, and then in 1976 came to Niagara University, where he was my much esteemed colleague for, well, until 2003 when I retired. He retired 6 months later, 2004. He, as you doubtless know, he has published numerous articles, many of them in the Social Justice Review. He has lectured in Canada, the United States, Australia, for all I know, elsewhere. He was an internationally recognized scholar, a member of the Pontifical Academy for I'm not sure the title of it exactly, but it corresponds to the Pontifical Academy of Sciences of the Vatican, the corresponding society in the United States of which he was a lifetime member. You knew him, of course, giving these courses to you, and I don't therefore have to tell you what a great teacher he was, but I can tell you, having worked for many years in the office right across the hallway from him, that I saw him endless hours talking to students on the side, when he surely didn't have to, when nobody else would. Nobody was more dedicated to working for his students then, and nobody would have been more dedicated among professional philosophers than to, or any professional scholar, to retire and then proceed to continue teaching to students on a gratis basis for as long as God gave him the breath to do so. And he even revising the description of the school, the Aquinas School of Philosophy, even up to the last weeks before his death. So little could you know, of course, when you saw him last Friday night, that he would enter the presence of God before this class could meet again. There is nothing more that we can do tonight except to try to continue what we're doing here, and therefore let's proceed with the philosophy, as you know.